What's up? What's up? What's up? What's going on there, people? Good to see you. Good to be seen. What's up, Rick? Rick Wayne, Gem Girl 1975, Jonathan Treuba, Josh McManus, Andrew Davids, Danger Girl AC. That's right. Happy Friday. Different from last Friday, which was just good. It was Good Friday. So now we're Happy Friday. Hope everybody had a wonderful Easter weekend last week. Hope that people are surviving, hopefully getting out there, getting their shots. If you're qualified to get your shot so we can get back to work, get back to the fun, get back to everything. Mr. Mark Lamb, good to see you. Number 6 Village Angel, thank you for joining live. Yes, you are finally catching one. So, first off, in sad news, my condolences to the hip-hop and rap community. I was a big fan as well. The one, the only DMX, Rough Rider himself, unfortunately passed away from complications from a heart attack. Don't know the full details. We know he had substance struggles throughout his life, but the one thing he didn't struggle through was spitting rhymes that spoke to truth. And so a big ups to DMX. Rest in power, my sir. You were one of the good ones, especially in the rap world. You are not to be touched. You were definitely a legitimate artist who I would be like, yo, don't be fucking with no DMX. I always loved it when they brought it out on the Deadpool movie. X gonna give it to you. What? You know, gotta love it. Love it. So, my prayers to the DMX family and to everybody who knew him, loved him, and served him and listened to him. So, what else is going on? Baseball season is finally back in the swing of things. After a delay last week with the Mets, they finally got to play a game and lose a game, and then lose a game, and then kind of win their home opener with a little, I don't know. Conforto might have leaned into the pitch. I don't know. Who am I to say? Right? So, we'll see what happens. Well, we got a great show for you tonight. I got guests again. We're back to having some guests. We got some good guests, and we're talking because next weekend, literally this time next weekend, I'm going to be in the great state of Mississippi. That's right, Mississippi. I'm going to be with some of these great people. I'm down there to host a zebra run. The zebra run is for the Cure MSD, which is the United MSD Foundation, the multiple sulfatase deficiency. Go to curemsd.org to find out more information. We're going to bring a good friend of mine whose daughter has this affliction, and they're raising money to find a cure. I mean, rare diseases and fundraising for rare diseases, especially ones that afflict children, are incredibly hard to do. There's so many other diseases that afflict a lot more children and a lot more people in general. It's easier to raise money. When you have a rare disease, the ability to raise such funds and to get companies, scientists, researchers, pharmaceutical companies, and people to invest in something that is a rare occurrence is much tougher. So we're going to be talking to Tom Canal here in a minute, because they're having, like I said, this fun fundraiser down in Ocean Springs, Mississippi, called a Zebra Run. It's a 5K and 1 mile fun run, which will be next Saturday, the 17th. The fun run starts at 8:30. And the 5K, I think, starts at 9 o'clock in the morning. Money goes to the curemsd.org foundation. So they can get the research that they need to get done. Every couple of months, or if not every couple of weeks, I get updates from Tom about where they are at in the organization. I'm on their email list. For a brief stint, I was on their board, but I just there are more important people that could be on a board of directors than me, and so unfortunately, I had to pull away from the duties of what being on the board really would have been entailing. Um, and so, but I still will do anything and can to push forward this cause. So we're going to have Tom here on as well. We also have the owner Scott Hoverman, and also owner Tommy Wetjen from 3 Alarm Comics and Gamers and Geeks. 3 Alarm Comics, that's in Biloxi, Mississippi, and Gamers and Geeks is in Mobile, Alabama. So I'll be also being in Alabama. So Friday night, I'll be in Alabama for an appearance at Gamers and Geeks, and then Saturday and Sunday afternoons at 3 Alarm Comics in Biloxi, Mississippi. So that's going to be a lot of fun. We're going to talk to the owners here right after we talk to Tom and all together. And those guys are also putting together a raffle to raise money also for the Cure MSD Foundation. So big ups to them for doing that. So I look forward to chatting with them, especially when you see these stores and the amount of stuff they have. It's incredible, and we'll talk more about that. Once again, thank you, Mr. Captain Mike Sparrow, for joining us. Scott Meany, good to see you as well. Matt Downer, good to see you. CJ Robles, good to see you as well. Mark Lamb, Josh Booth, Go Biggs 8088, Blasted Quinn 1988, Ian Bonner, good to see you as well. Holly Catalano, good to see you as well. Thank you for joining us. So when it comes to types of people who I've worked with before, and I hear their stories when you're working on a project and they tell you their life stories, some things just really pull at you. And this is how I met Tom Cannon. He was working on, funny enough, Jeremy London was doing a short film called Monsters Anonymous, which I was a part of, which was about your classic Universal horror monsters going to therapy. So you got Dracula, Frankenstein, Bride of Frankenstein, Wolfman, and the Mummy, and they're all in a therapy session group. A very funny short film. Go find it. Help the Monsters. I think it's helpthemonsters.com is the website, or Monsters Anonymous. This is a couple of years ago, and they filmed it down in Mississippi. That's where Jeremy was living at the time. And this guy, Tom, knew Jeremy and helped out with the film and was one of the zombies in the film as well. It was a lot of fun. And we got to know each other, and he's been really cool. I met his family and got to hear this story about his kids. And it wasn't then that his kid had any type of affliction. It wasn't until months later that he then said, hey, we found out that Willow was diagnosed with something. So that's the history of our next guest. So I'd like you guys to give a nice warm welcome coming from the great Ocean Springs, Mississippi. Please give a warm welcome to Mr. Tom Cannon. What's up,
man.
brother?
Hey, doing pretty good. Snacks here in the green room kind of stink, man. I don't,
Well,
you didn't give me any good snacks to eat.
That green room, because the green room is your house.
I know. That's even worse because I'm the one that should have brought the snacks.
You would think, sir. You would think you would bring some snacks. Or at least we got drinks, so that's good.
Yeah.
Well, the reason I brought you on, as you well know, is to talk about the upcoming zebra run that you guys are doing to raise money for the organization. Why don't you give us a brief history about how you got involved and how your daughter is doing?
Okay, great. First, before I do though, that is a fantastic shirt you got on. I love it.
I know. I wore it. This is one of the last times we were together. You had given me one of these.
Yep, and you see, it's a different languages because we have many different children that are in the organization. It's not just us here in the United States; it's all over the world. So
the most important thing is the team.
Oh, that's right, Team Willow, and that Willow, is awesome.
And for those who want to see a picture of Willow, because we're not going to talk about it without showing hers, and perfect Superman, Supergirl attire. there she is, and that's who we're talking about here. So,
Yeah, absolutely. So what happened to form the organization was essentially we went to things weren't progressing correctly with our daughter, and we have two other children, and so we kind of knew something wasn't up, wasn't correct. And so then we went through a number of doctors, and luckily we had a geneticist or a neuroscience actually that looked at our daughter and had some ideas and ran a genetic panel. And when he did, it came back and said, "Hey, unfortunately, your daughter has this disease, and it's not only rare, it's ultra rare. So we know of about 50 children worldwide, probably a little less than that currently. And it's a regressive disease. So you saw in the picture, she used to be able to walk. She can no longer walk or do any of those things. She's never spoke. And we know what the disease does. We know how it's caused. We know kind of what we think we can do to fix it. And so now we're on a mission to get scientists to continue. Not only they found it, but we want them to develop a way to fix it. And so that's what the organization is about. It's about education. It's about going out there and funding the scientists to do the work. And as a matter of fact, we have a gene therapy that we're working on, which is very similar. A lot of people have heard, obviously, COVID. And you've probably heard about the Johnson and Johnson vaccine that takes a virus vector and it puts it into your body, and then it gives you good stuff to help you fight off COVID. Well, that's kind of what we're trying to develop for our daughter and for the other kids. Is basically we take a virus, and instead of having a nasty payload, we put a payload in there that would give them the gene, not the genes, but the different enzymes that they would need. And then that goes in and it spreads out through the body and hopefully starts to correct some of the deficiencies that they have.
now your wife, Amber, literally dropped everything that was going on in her life, and you have other children. You have
Right.
other
Yep.
children, older than Willow, who she was taking care of, but she went on a mission, um, because you would go to regular doctors, and there'd be only so much that they could do, and
Right.
they were at this juncture where there's nothing, we don't know anything else. That she went out and did the research herself, went to different countries, went to different medical conventions and different symposiums about different genetic diseases and other rare diseases, and try to recruit some of these scientists and doctors to look at this deficiency.
Yeah. Yeah. It was really it's been an interesting ride to say the least. Like you've already said, we found out a couple weeks after filming Monsters Anonymous that the test came back for our daughter, and I think that summer we actually flew out to London to meet with one of the scientists that actually discovered the disease. We sort of we found out that he was going to be at a convention, and us and another dad that's in Ireland that runs a foundation there met up, and we sort of kind of hijacked to the doctor at the foundation. Not so much as it was terrible. We just said, "Hey, can we get lunch? Get 5 minutes for lunch with you?" And, that actually, we got to talk to him, and it's political, just like a lot of things are. They have lots of things that they want to do. They get fame for finding stuff, and then it's on to the next thing to fund. So
Right.
fortunately for us, though, we were introduced to several doctors, and then along the way we were introduced to one doctor, and then we went and pursued her in the United States to see if she could help. And she said, "Well, I can't really help, but I brought this other student with me. She's a younger doctor, and now she's become one of the foremost experts in multiple sulfatase deficiency." So it's really
There you go.
fantastic.
And it's funny, because your wife is incredibly has incredible patience and has incredibly doggedness to continue to filter through all this science, to filter through all this kind of, well, we can't do this because of this, and we need money for that, and who's going to get money for that, and her pursuing different outlets to
Oh
try to
yeah.
raise. me.
I mean,
Um,
it goes over my head a lot of times. So,
so I just want to give credit where credit's due
oh
with
yeah, yeah, she's absolutely she was Mama Bear. You know, they said, "Sorry, nothing we can do for your kid. Nothing. There's no cure. There's nothing. Go home and enjoy life." And we're like, "What?" And
mm,
she took that to the nth level and was like, "Oh hell no."
right.
So
Yeah.
she
So
has turned it into a super mission.
exactly. And she's doing it. She's getting it done, which is, like I said, it's hard to fathom, well, where does someone turn to? And she just took the reign by herself and just said, well, that's this, I'm going to make it happen then.
Right,
So
right.
doing so, you guys have done quite a few fundraising events
Hmm.
uh, locally down there, throughout different organizations in different states as well. I participated in a Wiggin Out Willow
Yeah,
found.
Wigan for Willow. Hopefully, we can get back to doing that again after
Was in,
COVID. And
that was in New Orleans,
yep, that was a pretty good fundraiser. We had a blast doing that. It was a lot of
and
fun.
you guys had some incredible items there to auction off, and to raise money. One of which was a Boba Fett helmet,
Yeah,
sign,
yeah,
and a whole bunch of other items. I know there was a Marshall amp that I was looking to get, and some other guest was trying to outbid me, and I was outbidding him, and so it's
yeah.
those.
That turned into a great story. Yeah, because not only did he win the helmet and everything, but he had this great story about how he was bidding against the clerk Brian O'Halloran to get this item. So and then he didn't even really. I don't think he knew what he was getting because we didn't really even know. We were like, oh, it's kind of like Boba Fett toy helmet. Oh, and then you were like, no, no, this is like way more valuable than you think. And
Right.
so now it's even more valuable, obviously. But,
Unfortunately,
yeah,
God, Sully had passed away. So this coming, not this Saturday, but a week from tomorrow, it'll be the fourth annual Zebra Run,
that's right.
5K and 1 mile fun run. Now, what makes it a Zebra Run?
Well, it zebra is the rare disease sort of mascot, and doctors are told a lot of times, and I'll probably get this wrong, but doctors are told a lot of times don't always look at the horse, look for the zebra because the zebras is sort of a rare type of thing. So they're always used to diagnosing the same thing over and over and over, so everything kind of looks like a horse. And then there was some sort of saying like, no, sometimes you got to look, and it's a zebra. And so that's where the zebra run comes in. And so it's not only just for MSD. Of course, the money that we're raising is going to go to our foundation, which education and research and those types of things. But it's also to raise awareness for all rare diseases. And
Right.
it's a surprising world once you get into it, because you see kids here and there, and as young adults and stuff, we're always told, oh, don't stare at the kid, but you don't know anything about those children either. And I mean, they're kind of shunned and treated differently, and so it opens your eyes once you're in it.
Well, it's great that you're putting together this fun run. It's also great that I'm going to be able to come down and MC the ending of it or the beginning of it as well.
Right, right, yeah.
Go up
And it's
there.
virtual too. So, like, if folks are in the other states and they want to get on, there's a virtual. You don't actually have to run, but if you just want to sort of virtually participate, they have stuff for that as well. So that's pretty cool.
Right on. Then you can once again you can find that. You see the address scrolling past there. It is the curemsd.org, and it'll be /zebra run if you want to register or contribute, or if you just want to contribute, curemsd.org as well. And that's Saturday, April 17th, 8:30 a.m. starts the fun run, and then I think 9 o'clock starts the 5K, or vice versa. Find out on the website for more information. But while I'm going to be down there for that Saturday, it's been really great that you have a comic book shop that's in the Ocean Springs area, but it's in Biloxi,
That's right.
Mississippi.
It's right next
Uh,
door. It's actually, yeah, they're Iberville, so it's really real close.
so when I knew I was going to be coming down there, and I've hung out with these guys before, I contacted Scott Hoverman over at Three Alarm Comics and said, "Hey, man, would like to come down to the area. How would we like to arrange a signing down there, and what can we do? What can we do to get that done? And he picked it up. So I'm going to bring him on here right now. So from Three Alarm Comics in Biloxi, Mississippi, please give a warm O'HalloRANT welcome to Mr. Scott Hoverman. How's you doing,
Hey,
sir?
Scott.
I am doing wonderful. Just sitting here listening in, and like I said, I've had the opportunity of knowing Tom for quite a long time and following Willow's story. And I am happy to be a part of this. Happy to help out. Happy to have you here. But most of all, same thing as everybody's been listening in. Happy to help out with the charity and make sure that Willow's Warriors and Cure MSD gets their due.
Well, thank you, brother. I mean, I want to thank you so much for contributing to the event that's upcoming here, but also welcoming into your wonderful, wonderful store. I got to say that if for those looking where it's there you go, Lemoyne Boulevard in Biloxi, Mississippi. You can go to 3alarmcomics.com for more information. I want to ask, so we've met a few times while I've been down in Ocean Springs, and you recently came up to the Northeast, to Jersey, for to see Ming and Mike and to see the soft opening of the Secret Stash.
Yeah, we actually got to be there on the opening day of the stash. I've been knowing Ming and Mike for quite a long time. I started off because we are kind of an unofficial affiliate of a Shared Universe, their podcast studio that they have. And so we came up to visit, and we ended up going there and enjoying everything. And we were going to try to hook up with Brian while we're up there, but just situations didn't allow it. But I mean, yeah, it was a blast going up there and visiting and seeing the other side of life. We've always had everybody come down here or this area and letting you visit and showing you our world, but to go up there and actually see your world was actually quite nice. Ming took us to eat hot dogs. We got to go to a bar that apparently with every beer you order, you get a free pizza. Things that were so far out of my realm that I had no idea what was going on.
Yeah, the thing about Ming is he's like the secret kind of, if there's some sort of secret or some sort of hidden gem of a city, even when he's on the road at Comic Cons and stuff like that, he'll know it. He'll take you to some sort of speakeasy. He'll take you to some sort of crazy place where, women are busting beers open with their boobs, all sorts of craziness.
He loves his dive bars.
He does love his dive bars, which is so funny. So I see, I just showed it here a second ago with the Shared Universe 3 Alarm Comics shirts, which look awesome. I like the Shared Universe logo in that kind of fire red. And it's funny because I was looking for different photos to find of your store exterior so that people would know where it is. And the only one I could find Bernie Sanders sitting out. Was he sitting outside of your store?
Well, no, we had there's kind of a weird story about this one. So if you're able to zoom in, if you see the ticket he's holding in his hand, there's a story behind it, which I'll fill both of y'all in on later. I don't want to do it on the air, but sure. The ticket has a number on it. But that was from our we had Jason David Frank here doing an appearance, one of the green and white Power Ranger. Yes. And yeah, there we go. And there is a little bit of a story on it, but not something I can share publicly without it's our own version of 37.
All right. Sounds good. Another photo when I was searching through photos to find exterior shots was a good friend of mine as well, Natalie Tenna, from not only Game of
Thrones.
Yeah, Game of Thrones, but also the Wizard movie.
And also a wonderful musician too. Her band is phenomenal.
Absolutely. And she lived on a houseboat in England for the longest time. We had a couple of dinners together at different conventions, and she's just so wonderful. I remember when she was on tour with a couple of the other folks from Harry Potter movies. That's it, the Harry Potter movies. And we were in Florida at some con many years ago, and they were all quite young. And we're all in this giant, like 20-person hot tub at this resort that the con was putting people up at in Fort Lauderdale. And I had to tell them, I was like, look, because they were fans of the View Askew movies and Kevin Smith and stuff like that. And and I had to say to them, like, look, I'm so sorry, but I've never seen a one of any of your movies. Like, I've never seen any of the movies of Harry Potter. And they were like, that's brilliant, wonderful. Because you're at a con, you're hearing out of, everybody talks, they fanboy out about how much they love the movie that you're in and stuff like that. So they were just loving the fact that we were just having drinks in this hot tub and having a great old time. And she's a wonderful person.
Yeah, odd story where that picture was taken. So that was at a show, one of our local shows called Pensacon here. And right. After the show, the owner of the show called me up and said, hey, Natalia's wanting to get some stuff to read on the plane to take back home. Can you help her out? So I'm like, sure, absolutely. So she came over and we're showing her around and talking and having a good time. And I said, well, what is it you like? And she has told me, she goes, the sicker, the more twisted, the better. And I pointed her to this comic book series that one of our locals here actually writes there's a miniseries called Clown Patal. And she said, well, what's that about? I said, well, it's about clown stripper assassins. And she grabbed me by the shoulder. She goes, honey, you had me at clown strippers. I'll take
it. Who wouldn't go for clown strippers? Now, me, on the other hand, I was in a movie. I wasn't stripping, but I was stripped. But that's a different story. But not to leave this man hanging too much longer in the green room. But you then, when you said, "Hey, man, what can we do? We totally want to have you down at the store." You then reached out to one of your good buddies who owns a store, a huge store over in Mobile, Alabama. And so, and when I said, you texted me saying, let me talk to my buddy and see if he wants to join in on this. And I was like, sure. And next thing you know, you got your friend Tommy involved. So I want to bring him on the air right now. Please, everybody, give a big round of applause to Mr. Tommy.
What's up? Man, anytime Scott asks me anything, the answer is yes. So, hey, Tommy, yes.
That was one of the best things we had. I mean, I'm a firm believer of working within your community instead of outside of it. And I'm not one of those people who believe in competition or anything else. I want to see our other local stores do just as well as anything else. Tommy does a beautiful job what he does. He works, tirelessly to build his store and build his community and help out his community. So it was a perfect match. We've collabed on quite a few things and hope to collaborate on quite a few more things in the future. But without further ado, we've talked Tommy up. So Tommy, talk yourself up.
What's up? So Tommy Wetchen, Gamers and Geeks, Mobile, Alabama. The largest game store on the Gulf Coast, 26,500 square feet. We do card games, board games, dice games, comics. We have an indoor LAN center, a retro arcade. It's a good time. We always do a lot of fun stuff. So let
me show the folks what we're talking about here. Here's the exterior of this place. It is a former grocery store. So they took a whole grocery store and turned it into a gaming geek heaven. Look at this manga section, just the first aisle of manga section. And here you go is the gaming area. Look at how huge that space is. You clear those tables out, I guarantee we can have a game of street hockey right in there. And look, monitors everywhere, TVs everywhere in this place. I mean, you got all this. One guy taking a nap on it. It looks like on a table. You also have events like come and bring your miniatures, and you got artists that will paint your miniature while you wait, or at least you can consign them to eventually get it back. That's a great service to have, man. That's kind of pretty.
We also do like podcasts and stuff too, of like them painting it and stuff. It's pretty sweet.
And I see you also have. Do you still have these retro video games in there?
We do. Yeah.
Oh, man, I swear to God, I would never leave this place once I got in there. I saw this on your Facebook page, a character creation station for D&D. You have a station for people to come in and you guys give some assistance in building characters, which is sometimes is a trying task to come up with an original way of trying to come up with something that have never been done before.
I think you should roll a character while you're there, Brian. And
Oh yeah.
I could think about something and build something out of that.
yeah,
So
Yeah.
this huge space, what are your hours of operation for this space?
So we're noon to 10 Monday through Thursday, and then noon to midnight Friday, Saturday, and Sunday.
Wow. Nice.
Yeah. And
And
we
so-
don't close. We open on Thanksgiving. We do Geeksgiving. So for the people that are, like at college and they don't have a place to go, I'll usually buy like a few turkeys or ham from Honey Baked Ham, and then other people will bring up some side dishes, and we'll have like a big thing going on. We're open on Christmas for people who are bored on Christmas. We come in, usually open about 5 o'clock. Like we literally don't close. We do all-nighters on New Year's. It's a good time.
Wow, dude, that definitely sounds better than most places. So Dan Jobson says, Gamers and Geeks is a great store. The arcade is great. And my friends and I enjoy playing Star Wars Armada tabletop occasionally. There you go. It blasted Quinn. Can't even Christmas time. That's right. That's right. Christmas time. Here we go. Forrest
That's
Gump.
dedication.
There you go. LOL. Is there a comic book store there? Forrest Gump is from Alabama. Yes, this is the place to go if you're in Alabama.
We're really close to Balabatry.
There you go. There you go. And then we had another comment earlier here. Number 6 Village Angel said Clown Stripper sounds right up his alley as well. So it's good to see that someone investing in the type of nerd culture that you can't find anywhere. Big box stores don't cater to this. Sometimes you'll find you could find a really good Barnes and Noble bookstore that had some sort of really huge nerd manager or district manager to stock at least modules and books and stuff of role-playing games in it. But and hobby stores they're struggling to stay open for different reasons. But in a weird twist, and I've heard this from a few people, and I know even from my own experience, being in the lockdown and having technology to do this, to stream live and to have conversations and to visually see everybody this way, had broke out with more and more people going back to tabletop gaming and also role-playing gaming. I know video gaming, I mean, to be honest with you, video gaming, there's no lull. There's either heights and then there's back to normal and heights of it. But for the role-playing world like D&D and Starfleet battles and all this other stuff, it was to me it sounded like it was a huge jump. You guys are the business owners. What did you guys experience in the beginning of this?
Well, for me, honestly, it started off, I mean, just we got hit like everybody else did. But as time went on, I think everybody got tired. They watched everything on Netflix and Amazon Prime and Hulu and binge watched everything they possibly could, and was looking for some type of other entertainment outlet. And it came to us. And correct me if I'm wrong, Tommy. For us, I mean, I really don't consider either one of our stores to be so much a retail store, but more of a community outlet where
Absolutely.
people can actually get together and make friends and get to know each other who never talked to each other before in life outside of here. And we're more of a guardianship or a foster towards community outlet. We happen to sell the products that all these people like, but that's our main goal, is to continue to foster the next generation and the current generation.
See, in Brooklyn, we call those social clubs. It's an Italian-American social club. What do you want?
We are the nerdy geek social clubs.
There you go. That's what I'm saying. This is kind of what that is. And you're just not whacking people out in the back and throwing them into freezers.
We'll talk about that later.
I know. Well, you guys have gators. You don't need to freeze anybody. You just throw them to the fridge. So I'm going to be down there for obviously the zebra run, but also now for the appearance at your shop. So Friday, I believe I'm going to be at Gamers and Geeks in Mobile, Alabama. We're figuring out the times right now. I think we wrote down something along the lines of like 4 to 7. We're thinking on Friday. Friday will be 4 to 7 there in Mobile, Alabama. I'll be doing some autographs, some items, and photos will be of socially distant type. And we'll have some fun. I know Scott, we had talked before the show that you were in contact with Mike up at the Secret Stash, and you've brought in some items to your store for the upcoming weekend.
Yeah, actually, Mike Zapsik, good friend of mine, was very, very kind to give me some stuff from the stash. So if you will give me a second, I'm going to have my sexy assistant help me. One of the things that we are going to do, we have some stuff that we're going to be selling, but one of the things we're going to do is a poster, which I'll pull out in a second, is a poster that they were sent down, but we were only sent one. The stash didn't, believe it or not, the stash didn't have a lot of stuff left for Brian. So apparently you do a lot of stuff up there. So what we decided to do, since there was this one and only, it's a Clerks 2 movie poster. It is actually signed by Kevin Smith already. What we're going to do is we're going to raffle it off at all 3 stores. So basically you'll be able to buy tickets at Tommy's store on Friday and tickets on Saturday and Sunday here at 3 Alarm Comics. And at the end of the day on Sunday, we're going to get Brian. So we'll put the blame on you, Brian. Brian's going to pull one of the tickets out, and the winner, well, actually, have Brian sign it as well. The winner is going to get this poster. All of the proceeds from the ticket sales for the raffle is going to go towards Cure MSD. We're also going to be donating some other stuff to go along with it. I know I'll let Tommy talk about his part, but we are also both going to be donating a lot of things that we're going to either auction or raffle off during the events at both places. And all that money is also going to go toward the charity, because we believe in helping our own. We believe in helping, helping the children. We want to make sure that this disease is taken care of as quickly as possible. Any small little bit we can do to help, we're going to do so.
Right.
So if you will indulge me while Tommy is talking about what he's going to do, I'm going to unroll the poster just to show you what you could be doing. And what we're going to do, just let anybody listening know, the tickets will be $5 a piece, or you can 5 for $20. And like I said, one ticket will be pulled out. The grand prize winner, we're going to have other prizes as well, but the grand prize winner is going to get this. So Tommy, I'm going to turn it over to you while I get my sexy assistant to help me out with this.
There you go.
So basically, we got several of my friends who I've contacted who have other businesses, Alchemy, Tavern being one of them downtown, and they're throwing in a whole bunch of stuff as well as we are for people to donate. Sorry, I got distracted by his poster.
That's right.
That's awesome. But yeah,
Nice.
So people will be able to donate to that as well, with all of the proceeds going there. That is a cool looking poster.
That is definitely.
Yeah, that's super epic.
Just real quick, Kanan just texted me. Willow has been up to the Secret Stash. I didn't have time to upload this so that I can put it on the actual site for the broadcast, but there's Willow and Tom with Zapsig at the store. So
That's awesome.
Yeah, she gets around. She gets around.
So it's funny how full circle this is coming. That those guys, got stuff to sell for this fundraiser. You're going to get an autographed Kevin Smith and Brian O'HalloRANT poster from Clerks 2. And probably the reason why they don't have much stuff with me on it is because I buy a lot of it from myself and then resell it at conventions, but also because they're probably cleared out a lot of stuff for the big move when they moved from the previous location to the new location, a much larger location than the previous stash. But also they're probably making room for the future of a Clerks 3 product line. We shall see. Hopefully, all fingers crossed, we can get that done. Let me see. Someone says, Blasted Quinn 1998 says, life is like a box of comics, Tom and Wetchen. I guess, if we're going to do that. And you, Mr. Anthony Freschetti asks, can you buy a raffle ticket online? Or
actually, I will allow, if you want to contact us through social media, you can either go to 3 Alarm Comics or to Gamers and Geeks. If you want to contact us, we can send you an invoice via PayPal or however, if you want to do it. Absolutely. We will take ticket, if you want to buy raffle tickets, we'll take any money you want to give to help the charity out. So absolutely, yes.
And number 6 Village Angel says, "Oh, she's adorable. She totally is, especially this photo of her as Supergirl, which is like, oh my god,
Aw.
adorbs."
She's
Just
a little older
adorable.
now, but she's a little younger. But
So I'll be putting this up after the show. Just that'll be the advertisement you'll be seeing on my social media. Let me take down Angel's comment. There we go. The social medias, and then with more information will be in the comments of it as well.
Well, and actually, hold on, Brian. Before you get too far along, we actually have a little something that we wanted to do for you while you were down here as well.
You're having your store, man. That's a big.
Well,
there.
We actually, so one of our local brewery / pubs here, with talking to them, I know you are a aficionado of Irish red beer.
I've known to put away a few.
And with the last name of O'HalloRANT, we just kind of thought, what a better thing to have than an O'HalloRANT beer.
What?
So if you'll indulge me, if I can bring this up right quick, not only we do that, but we actually had some people from Gamers and Geeks who I contacted. They actually have a 3D print shop inside of Gamers and Geeks, so they can pull up stuff. Like if you wanted to get your own figures, miniatures printed, you can send them the stuff. They print all the stuff right there. They're called One Foot in the Grave. They do a beautiful job. So let me see if I can pull this up real quick. So they actually went so far after I talked to them. We wanted to do something a little special, and let's see if I got this the right one. And they wanted to help out and do a beer tab or a beer thing for you. So not only will you have your own beer, you will have your own tap. So you will have your own handle. You will have everything. Sorry, it's so small. Now it's going to be painted. This is just the 3D rendering of it. It'll end up being painted and done all nice. So that is something you will have to be able to take back home as your, trophy from here.
Nice. Now I have no excuse. Now I have to get a kegerator to put this on, and then somehow have shipped up a keg of my own OHalloRANT beer. Totally. That is awesome. You know a way to a man's liver. Let me tell you, my friend, especially an Irishman's liver. That is awesome. I am humbled and stunned and a bit of kind of lost for words that I'm going to have a beer named after me, as opposed to a police officer asking me how many I've had. That's
and the best part is, from here on out, anytime you come down, if you go to the same place, the place, by the way, is called Pup Belly's Brewery and Pub, a grill, and they are here also in D'Iberville. And so next time you come around, whether it be a year from now, 6 months from now, 2 weeks from now, you can always go in, or if anybody else comes and visits, you can always come in and get yourself a nice cold glass of OHalloRANT.
Yeah, and if you do go down there and have it, take a selfie with it if you can stand near their beer tap with it, and definitely toast to that. That is awesome, and wow, I can't wait for that now. Man, that's a huge surprise. Thank you so much, man. I appreciate that.
Well, it's our way of saying, I mean, you do so much for a lot of other stuff, and for Tom, and for and for us, and for the charity and everything else. So it's just a small way of saying thank you back to you.
Well, listen, I give props to Jeremy London for asking me to be a part of Monsters Anonymous a few years ago, which introduced me to the Ocean Springs area of Mississippi and the Gulf Coast area. I mean, I knew how great the Gulf Coast area in general was when I went to Pensacon a couple of years prior to that. And that's, as a matter of fact, it was Pensacon one year that Jeremy was also at the same convention.
Yeah, we brought him with us.
Next table over, and he had been asking me to be a part of this short film, and I was trying to juggle my scheduling, and I told him my answer yes there in person at the convention, which he lost his mind. He's like, oh my god. And I was like, yes, I'll totally be your Dracula in Monsters Anonymous.
And you did an absolutely beautiful job with it. I was there for the filming. It was for a lot of the filming anyway. So was Tom, I know.
Yep.
And going back, I showed it some friends not long ago here at the shop, and it actually, I said, it was one of those things don't get me wrong, when Jeremy was first telling me about it, I'm like, oh God. But going through and watching it, it is actually a very fun, funny film. And believe it or not, I've actually gone through while we were searching for it. We looked for it through YouTube and everything else, which you can find it. I think it's called Help the Monsters. But there's been quite a few, what's the word I'm looking for? Homages to it since then.
Really?
Yes, there's actually, if you go on there and you look for Monsters Anonymous, there are quite a few other ones with pretty much the same exact storyline with different actors.
Huh.
All right.
I do have a question about that. Did you ever get the deal worked out with Wolfman there? You guys are having kind of a little issue
With me?
the homeowners association and refuse.
For a second, I was like, are you talking about like the real person? Was there something I didn't?
So did he poop in somebody's yard?
Yes, exactly. I got to tell you, though, that the writing was adorable. Jeremy London, of course, Wally Phelps, and Jason Robbins, also locals in the area down there in Ocean Springs in the Biloxi area as well, who really put together a really fun script. And I know they were raising money. I think you guys helped out the store about raising money as well. So that's always great when the community comes together. So you're absolutely right when you say that the store is more than just a store. It is like a community center. It is like a social club. It is a safe haven for a lot of kids. The local comic book shop up near me here in Port Jervis, New York, called Haven for Heroes, is the same type of thing. Like a good third of the space in the back are all these tables for local kids to come in and table game and play Magic the Gathering or play whatever type of gaming they want to do. And it keeps them, first of all, off screen time, off computers and off their phones, but also interacting socially with people, but also just keeping them off the street. And they, it's a safe place that if their parents called the store, they can go, yeah, he's here. It's just like so funny. It's like a nerdy corner bar where like, is my husband down there drinking? Tell her I'm not here. Tell her I'm not here. No, Mrs. Smith, she's not here. I just left.
Well, I'm gonna go off script for a second though, because I'm going to call out a few of our other locals to come help out with the charity as well. If they can't be there, I'm going to ask them to donate some stuff that we can also have as part of our raffle or auctions. So I am going to call out Mr. Jason London, who is Jeremy's brother, from Dazed and Confused, Out Cold, tons of other different things. So I know I can call Jason. I'll get some from him, and also Corin Nimick from Parker Lewis Can't Lose and Stargate. Both those two guys are locals. So even if I can't get them to show up, I am going to get some stuff from both of those two to also put in as part of the auction charity stuff we're going to do, raffle things for the donation. So
there you go.
I guarantee you both of them will be happy. And I'm telling you right now, I have not talked to either one of them about this, but I'm going to as soon as we get done with this.
There you go. If you can't get out for the zebra run on Saturday morning, I get it. But if you can come to the stores, pick you up some nice swag there for the raffle. You have the opportunity to win a couple of things. It's all worthwhile. It's all worth for the charity. Once again, let me bring up the charity again. Is for the United MSD Foundation, the Multiple Subtleties Deficiency. You can donate at curemsd.org. If you go to curemsd.org and do /Zebra Run, you can actually sign up for the 4th annual Zebra Run there in Ocean Springs on Saturday, the 17th. Once again, for those who are just joining us very late, we are talking to Tom Cannon from the Zebra Run, the United MSD Foundation. We're also talking to owner Scott Hoverman over there at 3 Alarm Comics, and also Tommy Wetjen from Gamers and Geeks in Mobile, Alabama. come on down because I'll be there next weekend to host the Zebra Run, and then appearing at the stores on the Friday in Mobile, Alabama at Geeks and Gamers and Geeks, and then Saturday and Sunday at 3 Alarm Comics. So, gentlemen, this is the time of the show where I have a thing called the speed round. So let me
We have
just
to do
move.
speed.
It's a speed round. So this is what we're going to do. We're going to go clockwise with these questions. There's two choices. It's A or B. And we'll go, obviously, from as I'm looking at the screen, we'll go to Tom Kanan, then down to Scott, and then over to Tommy for the speed round. As a matter of fact, I'm going to see if I'm going to move the banner because it's blocking. This is the first time I've had 3 people during the speed round, but I will play the music. By the way, the music provided by Mr. One and only Mr. Scott Schiaffo. So if you're looking for some some music for your website, your film, whatever have you, scottschiaffo.com. Check it out. It's once you buy his CDs, the royalties are paid for. You can use it as much and as many times as
the Chulies Gum Guy.
Right, the Chulies guy himself. Right. So here we go with the speed round questions.
Hey.
Ready?
Oh,
no,
okay.
Not A or B. You're going to hear words. Movies or comics? Tom.
I go movies.
Scott.
Comics.
Tommy.
Comics.
Pilsner or IPA?
IPA.
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 Mississippi or Alabama?
Oh, Mississippi.
Sorry, Tommy, you're losing this one.
Alabama.
Here we go. Long flight or long drive?
I'll take the long drive.
I'll drive every day of the week.
Light.
There you go. And there's always someone who's a flight. Pork or beef?
Beef.
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 Mask, no mask?
Oh, I'll say no mask.
You know what? Just for what we're doing, I am going to say mask.
Mask. Unfortunately.
Highway or side streets?
Side streets.
Absolutely side streets.
Side streets.
All right, here's the tough one. Marvel or DC?
Oh, man. I'll go Marvel.
DC.
Marvel.
Booth or table?
Booth.
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 Video games or role playing?
Yeah, it's a toughie. I do both. Role playing, though. Role playing.
Yeah, I'm going to have to go role playing as well.
Role playing.
There you go. Crawfish or oysters?
Ooh.
Oh,
That hurts.
man.
That hurts.
You guys with that one.
That's not fair.
Oysters.
I'm going to have to go crawfish.
Oysters.
There you go. Buying or selling?
Buying.
Selling.
Buying.
Laughing or screaming?
Screaming, man. It's the best.
Laughter is always the best medicine.
Laughter.
Here we go. Love or money?
Love.
You can always buy love. I'll take the money.
I'll agree with Scott, buddy.
Oh my God! For my Twitch fans out there, make that a video moment. Someone capture that sentence there. That's going to haunt that guy. All right. If your state, neither of your state really has this. If your state could bring one in, which would you bring? The NFL or the MLB?
NFL.
I'd take the MLB.
NFL.
Good or evil?
Good.
Evil.
Evil.
Batman or Deadpool?
Deadpool.
Gotta go, Batman.
Deadpool.
Dante or Randall?
Oh, man, such cagey characters too. Well, I guess we'll go with Dante.
One I really like. The other one has some of the best lines, but I've got to give it to Dante.
Yeah, Dante.
All right, no pressure. And favorite curse word?
Can we say that on air?
Yes, this show is all over the internet.
Yeah, so there you go.
What was it?
Oh, I use the F-bomb all the time. It's like part of the vocabulary. Universal.
Well, fuck it. I can't decide.
Yeah. Tommy?
I'm gonna go with shit.
Shit.
Yeah.
Shit. All right. And finally, the show is called the OHalloRANT. I go on rants all the time. Rants are based with some things that irritate you, or other words known as pet peeves. Tom, what is your biggest pet peeve?
Slow drivers.
Okay.
People that question my authority.
Okay.
Inefficiencies or waste.
Inefficiencies are waste. So there we go, folks. That was our speed round, a three-way speed round. First time ever here on the OHalloRANT. Mr. Tom Kanan, Scott Hoverman, and also the one and only Tommy Wetchin. Please give them a big round of applause for their speed round acumen. Thank you guys for that. That was quite the. I knew I was when I was writing it out, and I put crawfish. Like, this is going to be the most difficult question out of any of them for these guys down the Gulf.
But you have to be when you come to those, you have to be a little more descriptive. You can't just say oysters and crawfish. There are raw oysters. There are charbroiled. There are elote. There are. I mean, there's so many different. There's not just oysters.
Two choices. I'm not getting into the minutia of what we talk about with oysters. We can discuss it over oysters and go.
All right,
You're right. This is not a good one. How about this one? Ooh, this is a much better oyster. Yeah.
Can I change my answer to Randall?
Oh.
It has been documented, and they're making clips of it on Twitch as we speak. Well, gentlemen, thank you so much. This is going to be so awesome. Once again, folks, next weekend we're going to be down. I'm going to be down in their neck of the woods for the Zebra Run, which is Saturday. You can register now. Go to Cure MSD, or excuse me, MDS. Or was I right the first time? I can't remember anymore. Go to their website. Let me bring it up. Yeah. curemsd.org. You can register for the Zebra Run. If you can't make it, by all means, they also take a donation through the website as well. I will be at both of these great stores, the 3 Alarm Comics and Gamers and Geeks. Gamers and Geeks on Friday afternoon into the evening, and then Saturday and Sunday at 3 Alarm Comics. I'll also be apparently having a bit of my own beer, bit of my own medicine. I'm getting finally a piece of my own medicine, the OHalloRANT beer, brought to us by who again?
Pup Belly's Breweries.
There we go. So check them out, and they are located.
They are actually here in D'Iberville. And actually, before we go, I want to do one more thing off script.
Please.
This is one of those few things I really enjoy doing. So I am fixing to issue a challenge to Mr. Tommy Wetcher.
Okay.
So since the charity is doing a Zebra Run, I will pledge that if you come into the shop on Saturday or Sunday, and if you wear your Zebra Run or you wear anything zebra related coming in, your entire purchase, all the money will go to the charity.
Wow.
Man,
Wow. That is huge. Wow. That is a huge donation. I am gobsmacked on that one.
See, I love doing this. Tommy, you're going to hate me, but
No, that's fine. I'll match that.
all right, good to go.
So listen, now you have to come down. You have to tell your friends about this if they're in the Gulf Coast area, especially next weekend. I hear the weather is going to be beautiful. Come on down. I know the 2 states don't have mask mandates right now. We will have some mask requirements in these 2 stores. I personally am not vaccinated myself up here in the Northeast. So by the time I get down there, I'm hoping to get one before I get down there, but I probably won't be. But we will be able to do socially distanced photographs, and I will be able to sign autographs for people across the table with, I'll have a mask on, you'll have a mask on, and all that stuff. But it'll be fun nonetheless. Listen, Batman wears a mask and it works for him. The Flash wears a mask and it works for him.
All heroes wear a mask.
You can come in as, I don't care, you can come in as Kane and be like, listen here, Mr. Dante, I don't believe you.
Or better yet, come dressed up like a zebra with a mask.
There
and
you
then
go.
all the money you spend gets donated to Cure MSD.
There you go. As everybody goes on their party store website looking for zebra costumes now. There you go, folks. Or face paint. You could always paint your face like a zebra. Just saying. Or have one of those zebra cat suits if they even make them.
Let's just stick with the other ones.
Once again, let me bring up some of the addresses here. If you're looking to go to 3 Alarm Comics, there you have it. 3 Alarm Comics there in Biloxi, Mississippi. 3alarmcomics.com. Gamers and Geeks, there you go. They are in Mobile, Alabama. You can't miss it. It's a giant frickin' supermarket. Gamersandgeeks.com for more information as well. Check it out. They're both on Facebook as well as the other social media things as well. Once again, bring up there's the Tom Kanan, the one of the co-founders of the curemsd.org for the Zebra Run. Go on it now. If you can make a donation, that'd be great. If you can register for the run, by all means, do that as well. There's the actual address to register for the run as well. Gentlemen, thank you so much for inviting me back down there. I've missed being down there, and what a perfect time to go down there. And you guys for sponsoring my trip down there to come down as well. Both stores are sponsoring the flight down there, which I appreciate as well. And y'all will have a great time. Come on out, get your registration now, but come on out on this whole weekend. Like I said, Friday be at Gamers and Geeks, and then Saturday and Sunday over there at 3 Alarm Comics. Saturday morning is the Zebra Run. You'll see me, my muscle, Tom, as well. It's awesome. He always shows me the best time. Some of the other great places down there, the Shed, one of the greatest barbecue places I've ever been to. They are fun to go eat. So if you're looking for a place to eat as well, and then you're gonna have to try some of this O'Hallo Red beer
over at Pup Belly Brewery.
Pup Belly Brewery. We're going to have to do that. So, gentlemen, thank you so much for joining me here on the OHalloRANT. I appreciate everything you guys do for not only your own community, for the community of the Comic-Con world and the comics and, the neighborhood kids around. So thank you. And
Brian, I need to say thank you to you for coming down, and Scott and Tommy, you guys for pitching in for MSD. It's awesome. I certainly appreciate it. The foundation appreciates it. And I do have to shout out, if that's a thing, to my 3 night nurses that have been kicking butt. I mean, we're short staffed on nursing. So I got to say thank you so much to Holly, Claire, and Katie, who have been picking up extra shifts and really busting their can to take care of Willow for us. So and again, thank you all for everything you guys are doing.
Absolutely. And people don't realize is that people who have issues that need round the clock nursing care didn't realize how much of an issue COVID even put on that system of nursing, because some nursing groups left hospitals altogether in fear of it, but then they came back, and then they started recruiting every nurse they could find everywhere. So for those out there who are figuring, if you're young and you're figuring out what you want to do career-wise and it's still up in the air, listen, nursing schools are overflowing with candidates that they need more nurses. There's never enough nurses. So if you have that talent, if you feel like, taking care of being a hero, being a superhero, who those people are real superheroes, and there should be more comic books about nurses and doctors and first responders in general. But that's a great career choice. Don't hesitate. Find yourself a nice career like that. Thank you guys for pointing that out. And thank you guys so much for being a part of this. I will see you all in the real world, as in the real, as the kids would say, next weekend. I'm going to say goodnight to each one of you separately here. Tom, thank you so much. Give my best to Amber, and we'll chat some more in this week coming up.
Roger that. Absolutely. Thank you.
Not at all. Mr. Tommy, thank you so much, Mr. Tommy Wetchin over from Gamers and Geeks there in Mobile, Alabama. I will see you next weekend as well. Thank you for everything that you put forth here and stepping up to these challenges that he keeps putting forth. And eventually he's going to put a challenge where he can't cover, and then shit's going to roll, right?
The answer is always yes with Scott.
Well, I can't wait to see
You might regret that later.
Your store is so huge. I can't wait to get there and see it. So thank you for being a part of tonight's show.
Awesome. Thanks for having me.
Not at all. And then finally, Scott, thank you so much for agreeing to this and agreeing to bringing me down, and also coming on the show tonight and being a part of this show. I know you have a lot more busier things, and what's great is you took a segment of your store and have built that room in your store as now your new podcasting studio. And like I said, you've also been now partners up with the Shared Universe guys, Mike and Ming. That's awesome. And I look forward to seeing that room in person.
Well, I mean, we're more than happy to have you down. I mean, it's one of these things where, like I said, I'm looking as the way I look at life is, we have to help each other in order to help ourselves. So, the more we can do, the more we can share our passion for things, the more that we can just make more things happen, the happier I'm going to be. So thank you.
Cheers to that. And when we talk again, we'll be cheering with beer with my name on it.
With an OHalloRANT.
You got it. Thank you. And we'll talk to you later on this week.
All right, buddy. Thank you.
Well, there we have it, folks. Another show in the books. But this time it's a show for a good cause. So if you get a chance, by all means, please donate to the curemsd.org. If you want to join the Zebra Run, there you go, curemsd.org/Zebra Run. If you're going to be down in the Mobile and Biloxi area, come by the two shops, say hello, check out their wares. They got a bunch of things they're going to be raffling off. And you heard 3 Alarm. They put out that challenge. Come in your Zebra outfit, and your whole purchase will be also matched as a donation for the organization. So it's a win-win for everybody. We'll have a fun time. And if you have a chance, come down and have a couple of OHalloReds. So let me, there we go. Let me just say to everybody who's following along, thank you guys for joining us tonight. Mr. Punk Rock Vox, Mr. Tommy and Geeks, Blasted Quinn 1988, Anthony Frischetti, one of the best photographers in the Northeast, Gem Girl 1975. I don't think she's missed one of the shows yet. And good to see C Strap. Good to see you as well. Blasted Quinn, Amy Tucci, Gem Girl 1975, Mr. Bertrand Wong. Thank you for joining us again this evening. Glad you can make it. Howie Jastrow, holy crap, out of Philly. Look at this. Thank you for joining me, Howie. Good to see you as well. Yes, beer named after you does equal winning. And then I'll drink an OHalloRANT. That's right. I know I will be. That's going to be awesome to do that. Ben McCormick, thank you for joining us. Danger Girl AC. Can't wait to see you in the real soon. Master McDuff, thank you for watching. Libby McDermott in the fine state of Pennsylvania, thank you so much. Or Delaware, I can't remember anymore. Number 6 Village Angel, and many, many more. Thank you guys so much for joining. If you want to follow along, by all means, follow along. Facebook, The OHalloRANT, YouTube, The OHalloRANT, Twitch TV, Brian C. O'Halloran, Twitter, and Instagram, The OHalloRANT. If you want to follow Brian O'Halloran, here you go. Brian O'Halloran, The Brian O'Halloran on Facebook, and then the same 2 channels for YouTube and Twitch. But then on Twitter and Instagram, Brian C. O'Halloran. Please follow along. I want to thank my guests tonight for coming out. Here we go. I want to thank my guests tonight for coming out and spending some time this Friday afternoon for them, some of them, I don't know. Somewhere in the world it's an afternoon. You think I was dipping into the OHalloRANT already, and I haven't. It's just watered down cranberry juice. Anyway, Thank you guys so much. This time next week, I'm going to be in Alabama, Mississippi. So we're going to see if I could do a show remotely from down there. We shall see. In the meantime, though, thank you guys once again. Franklin County, PA. There you go. Libby corrected me there. There we go. Perfect. She is a PA girl. So, folks, stay safe. Wash your hands. Wear the mask. Even if some states are saying don't wear the mask, it's not a mandate. These variants are still very troublesome right now, and unless you've had your shot, just keep the mask on. You know, it's helpful. It's helpful. Just to say. And hopefully we'll catch some of you in person down at the stores this coming weekend after this weekend, following weekend. And we'll have some fun. I love you guys. Stay safe. And we'll see you next time. A lot on my mind. I don't know why. So many things going on. It's like my brain. See those little things floating around? It's like my brain right now. It's like so many thoughts that just want to come out at once. I'm just like, Peace!